Hello everyone, I believe we are live. Are we live? I think so. Let's just begin. Today's UI design is going to be really. Wow, am I live? I'm just hold on, let me check. Yes, we are live. This is weird. So, welcome back. Today we're designing a Disney Pixar UI design. So, we're going to take the whole Disney Pixar animated 3D style of characters and we're going to try to make a UI from that perspective. I feel like this is going to be a really fun UI to build, especially after yesterday's horror. So, if you weren't in yesterday's live stream, let me just clarify this once. Wow, how am I echoing so many times? This is horrible. Anyways, let me just clarify that. Yesterday we had a crazy spooky UI, so today we're going to do something with a little bit more relief. This is what we're designing today. It is a fancy character slider and it has so many cool micro interactions that I just want you guys to see. Check it out, you guys. The first and the most impressive thing that just takes my mind out of its wheels, if that's a saying, is that when you click on any of these, the name itself sort of slides up, which is a wonderful micro interaction, especially in Figma, and it just really takes your portfolio projects to the next level. So I feel like this is just something I had to put out there. The other really cool factor along with this is the changing navigation of all of these different characters. So if you click on this button, you can go to the next one automatically, but if you click on any of these in random order, you can also go back and forth through these buttons. So I feel like this is also a really great point to add. Again, thirdly, this is the character that I certainly love. It's not directly a Disney character, but it's, it's Disney Pixar style. So that's just what we're doing today. The girl says, here for Disney magic, who isn't? With that said, can we just put down the latest Disney movie we saw? So the last thing I saw was Inside Out and Inside Out 2, which was honestly not for children at all. Like it was for children, and I get that, but the whole anxiety and it just taking over was so relatable. It's freakish. Maybe I've not grown up, or maybe this is just another version of reality where that is the truth. So it's so wonderful. With that said, let's just begin. All of these images that are super duper fun, super duper awesome, can be found in the Discord group, link in the description. Just go on there, click on the link, and you will find a folder with every single image. So this is the link of the Discord community, and it's in the description. I'm just going to copy and paste it right here, because if I don't, this live stream is going to echo, which is horrible. We're called Veera and Friends Do UI UX because of course we do. And you can find all of the images over here. So let's just go from there. In the 100 days of UI, assets, we're going to click on Disney Pixar UI, and that will give you access to all of these awesome images. Let's just download these images and get started. This is so awesome. Has anyone seen any Disney movie recently? Can you leave that in the comments, because I want to know. Alright, with that, we have downloaded all of the images we need to. If you don't yet have Figma installed, please don't live under a rock. Install Figma right now and let's get started. You're going to click on plus at the top, new design file. This is going to create an entirely new design file for you. Let's go over here, click on frame, and then we're going to choose MacBook Pro 16. So the reason we're exactly choosing this specific MacBook Pro 16 is because when we go to prototype and present this UI later on, we're going to be blessed with this fun laptop outside cover as opposed to just a plain UI, and that just makes it far more understandable for our audience. And so keeping that in mind, we're going to go with the preset MacBook Pro 16 or MacBook Pro 14. The good thing with today's UI is if you've downloaded all of these images from our Discord group, you don't have to worry about resizing these images and getting them right and all of that. So these are the 4 images we've sort of downloaded. Let's just open them up. I'm just placing them over here. As I'm doing this, I'm realizing this lion doesn't have a 4th arm, which is horrifyingly disturbing, not Disney style at all, or it could be entirely disturbing. Disney creating its very own understanding for all sorts of creatures. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Leave it. Next, let's just begin with our very first page. So the first thing we're obviously working with is the cat eating the cake, and it's called Cassie. So let's just start with that. Let's just get our first cat inside of our screen, and this is just going to be the simplest first step you can take. Next thing we're going to do is obviously just put it in the center. And now the background is not going to be a plain shade of brown. I get that sometimes this just looks like it's just a plain clear shade of brown, but it's not. This is a radial gradient where a brighter shade is coming out of from behind the character, and it's giving the character a whole light of itself, which is honestly amazing. So we're just going to build that out. Let's go back to our frame, and we're going to change the fill to a radial fill, and this is now going to sort of radiate out of the screen. So we're just going to get this a little bit over to the center, and now we're just going to change this to be light brown. And obviously the color on the outside has to be a darker shade of brown. So with that, check it out. We have something that looks really, really nice. The next thing that I want to focus on after this is done is obviously the title. So the fonts that we're using today are Notable and Outfit. Notable is such an awesome font, especially for titles and all of the grand things. So let's just type out let's zoom in. Let's just type out CASSI, and we're just going to change the font to Notable. I feel like the font transformation that happens when you change these slides is so awesome, and something I've honestly not talked about enough on this channel. So let's just do that, and we're going to increase the font size to as large as we can possibly make it. We're just going to go over here and drag this font size, or you can manually enter it as well. Font rotation is going to be at 90 degrees because obviously this is sort of stacked up, and we're going to reduce the font size once again because this seems a little too small. Check it out, 244, perfect font size, who would have thought? And the next thing we're going to do is obviously add a description for this character now. So we're just going to add star ratings, which is 5. Obviously these are Disney characters, who wouldn't want to give them 5 stars? And now we're going to add a endearing description. So let's just get a star. First of all, you're going to go down over here and you're going to click on star, and you're just going to add a simple star. Now zoom in, add a border radius, and make this even smaller. And now that we have a small star with a small radial gradient, let's just copy it a bunch of times, and we're going to make sure the color for all of these stars remains white. Let's just copy and paste it a bunch of times. Wow, I just pasted the fill, which isn't what I was supposed to do. This is awesome. Let's just select the 2 of these and just bring them out here, and we're going to do this one more time. So just copy and paste the star, and then press shift and then select all of these at once. Control G to group them together. Make sure to add a border radius just so it looks cute. That's automatically the ultimate goal for us. Just make things look cute. That's it. That's really it. It's not complicated at all. And now we're just going to align them at the center, put them over here, and now we're going to add a description. So let's just start with that. We're going to copy this text and go back and paste this text over here. So you know what? Let's just go over here, and the font setting for this is going to be Outfit Light 32 pixels. Let's just enter the text that we have. You can pause the video and just type this out if you want to. And let's just reduce the width of the entire frame. Bring this over here and shift it. And with that, we've perfectly aligned this really pretty cat. The next thing that we obviously need to do is add a navigation. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to add all of these little circles and then one main call to action button. So let's just add a couple of circles. Let's just go down over here, change this to ellipse, zoom in obviously, and add a circle. And we're going to make this even smaller, copy and paste it a whole bunch of times because we have 4 different characters, not just one. Obviously we need to add some sort of animation, and then we're just going to bring these out here once again. Let's just select these, group them together, add an auto layout just so we have equal spacing amongst each of these, and we're just going to adjust the spacing once again. We're going to change this frame back to a group now, and this is really important because you want to make sure all of your circles are smaller, and that's really hard to do in an auto layout. Let's just change the color for this back to white, and then we're going to select the 3 of these which aren't the main ones, and we're going to reduce their opacity. Done. And now we're just going to select this whole group, increase the spacing in the middle, and add it over here. The next thing we need to do is obviously add a call to action button. So to do that, we're going to create a simple arrow, and I'm just going to draw it out this time because who needs icon plugins when we can draw our own icons? This is getting unhinged really quickly. And we're just going to make this arrow visible, change the color to white, add a little bit of thickness, zoom in. If your arrow isn't perfectly aligned, you can also use any plugin like Iconify or any other icon plugin. I don't know the names. I forgot the names. This is horrible. But we're going to end the points at rounds, and then we're going to make sure the join is also sort of rounded off. So we're just making sure everything is nice and perfect, rounded off. The next thing we're going to do is add a circle in the background. So this circle needs to have equal width, equal height. Right click, send to back. Make sure to align your arrow right here in the middle. And this is going to be the exact same shade as the background, and the circle is going to be white. So we're just going to keep that in mind. Let's just change the circle's color to white. Now, here's something I want you to think about. Since this is a radial gradient, all of the colors are going to sort of change. So the color which you're using for this arrow has to be exactly the same as the background, and you're just going to have to make sure that always happens. Once that is done, we're just going to copy and paste this piece of page again, because check it out, we've already done our first UI. Just go to this image, upload from your computer another different image. Let's just get the elephant. Let's change the name of the elephant to, I feel like we changed the slide level, which is fine entirely, to Olivia. Align it with this button perfectly in the middle, and we're going to copy this text, go over here, paste it here, and match our styles. We're going to change the radial gradient color to a purple, and just make sure that purple stays across, and check it out, it already looks amazing, like without a lot of effort at all. And we're just now going to select these slides. So this is like the quickest UI we've ever done. Paste this right over here and zoom in once again. And now we're just going to select this, change this image, upload an image from the computer, add our lion, the weird guy, and also add a different rabbit, which is also fun. This lion is, oops, I feel like I closed it. This lion is called Safari, fitting name for a fitting lion. Wow, I can't, what happened? Why can I not type? This is horrible. Let's just remove the extra re's. No one needs extra re's. And now we're just going to select this text, copy it back, bring it over here, and paste it here and match the style. And if it just exceeds the width you needed to, you can always change the width yourself. I feel like we need to shift this guy just slightly because of the text, and it won't make a lot of difference, which is entirely fine. We're going to change this color in itself to an orange yellow combination, which is very fitting for this use case. Let's just bring it over here. And here's the thing with oranges and yellows, you always have to make sure they're very bright, and that's just always really important. So we're just going to make sure we're using a bright shade of yellow right here, and it takes a moment to just figure out the perfect shade for you, but when you do get to know what the shade is, everything is just super duper smooth. So right now we're in the middle of figuring out what shade of orange we're supposed to use. This actually looks quite nice. All right, and now this was supposed to be teal background, so we'll just change the gradient to teal. Let's just bring this over here. This actually looks like a really nice sort of gradient. Let's just go over here, add a teal background, and we're just going to make this obviously brighter, as bright as we possibly can. This looks awesome. We're going to change the name of the character to Hazel back again. Hazel. Align it perfectly in the center, and now we're just going to copy and paste the text that we have for this character, which is fine. Let's just paste it here, match our styles. With that done, we now have all of our main UIs ready within like 15 minutes of making this UI, which is awesome news. there is still a lot of prototyping to do, which is in fact the fun part. So let's just get to that. So I feel like the first component that we really missed out on over here is the navigation bar. So we're going to fix that immediately. So for the first screen, we want this to be the selected slide. This is going to be the first circle for this screen. For the second one, we want the second option to be selected. So we're just going to change the color to a pure white. And then for the third one, we're just going to make sure the opacity for all of these unselected ones stays at 39%. For the next one, we're going to do this once again, but in the third slide. I feel like this is just really, really chill and simple as a whole UI to make. Like, this is really, really the coolest, simplest, quickest UI you can make over the weekend. Add it to your portfolio. It's like a really, really pretty, really, really simple thing to do. Just really, really quick. All right, and I feel like the next thing that we need to take care of is the arrow and the color of the arrow. So we're just going to go over here, select the color, change this back to a color from our background, not really overthink this at all. And we're just going to get a color from the background, select this, bring it back, and now we have a really pretty looking UI. Check it out. And now we're going to do prototyping. But before we do that, I feel like I need to address what this is. So I feel like this is just circulating up and down, and just to demonstrate what I'm talking about, we're going to go to prototypes, add an interaction. So just go over to these circles, zoom in, and we're just going to prototype all of these ellipses to the exact place that we need them to go. So this is going to go to on click, navigate to whatever destination you want to place it at. Animation style is going to be smart animate, and the curve is going to be quick. With that done, we're just going to make sure every single second circle is going back with the same exact style. So let's just do that once again. Ellipse 1 needs to go back to the second frame, and then we're going to select the third screen, which is going to go to the third option. Let's just bring this down over here and select this circle as well. Let's just bring this back, zoom in once again, shift this above, and we're just going to prototype this really, really quickly. And I feel like this is really, really just simple stuff to do, nothing complicated about it at all. And you're going to start to see why prototyping becomes really, really an important phase right about now. So just hold on to your hats for this. Today's UI is such a different change from yesterday's UI, which was horrifyingly a set of witches, which was also an awesome thing to make. But today we're just taking a complete 180 on that, which is so fun. And we also need to animate, sort of prototype these buttons. So this is going to go to the next frame. This and the circle along with it is also going to the next frame. This is also along with its arrow and circle going to the next frame. And lastly, this is also going to its next frame. Let's just bring this back up. And now we're going to present this, and now we're going to talk about what the next steps are. So this was just prototyping at its basic level, and we're just going to start to see if the navigation works now. Check it out, it actually does. But I feel like I have to say this, these images aren't really changing. So this is just staying where it needs to stay, which is really, really not very complicated at all. So I feel like we need to get a handle on that, sort of get it changed, and the way we're going to do that is really interesting. So we're now just going to want to change these titles like so, and that really adds the level of motion that we need to add to it. So we're just going to go over here, select all of these titles at once, press shift and select all of them at once, copy and paste them over here, Control G to group them, and then go to the design section and change the group to a frame. And now we're just going to get this frame and get it to sit on top of the chassis that was over here. And once it has, we're going to get rid of the chassis that was sitting here previously. And we're just going to duplicate this a bunch of times. And we're going to get the word Olivia to sort of shift and sit on top of the word Olivia over here perfectly. And we're also going to get rid of the word Olivia from inside of MacBook Pro 2. This is a really, really simple effect that people don't know about, and it's so fun when you actually start doing it. It's like once you do this effect, you can never really go back, which is awesome. So we're just going to select this one last time and add our frame. Wow, add our frame, and we're just going to make sure it aligns perfectly with the word Hazel over here. Where is our frame located? We're going to bring this right here, change this text obviously, and now we're just going to make sure everything is renamed the same. So we're just going to go over here, make sure to call this frame, let's give this the title of F, because the only goal we have is to make sure this frame is renamed the same. So if this frame here is renamed the same as this frame over here, Figma Smart Animate is going to consider them the same exact object. And when that happens, animations like this start to happen. Check it out, you guys. This looks awesome. As soon as you rotate the screen, the text itself sort of goes up, which is awesome. This has been one of the quickest, one of the easiest, one of the nicest UIs we've ever made on this channel. Super duper quick to make, like the weekend project that you need to make to add on your portfolio. This is so awesome. I'm just going to close the extra tabs. Such a quick build, such an awesome build, looks amazing, honestly. I hope you liked this video. I come here live every single day at 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time or 3:30 p.m. GMT. I will see you tomorrow. Make sure to join the Discord group, link in the description. The world's best UI UX community is over there. All of these assets are available there for free. And also, if you don't yet know how to make user personas, the quickest user persona crash course is right now on this channel in the video section. Go check it out, subscribe. I will see you tomorrow 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Until then, keep designing. Goodbye. And